Hello children, welcome to our next class in English. Our today's lesson is lesson number 8, Jalebis, from your supplementary reader. So as usual, before we start the lesson, let's have a sneak peek into the life of the author. So here is the author of the lesson, Mr. Ahmed Nadeem Kasmi. He was born on November 20, 1916 in the village of Anga in Kushab district, which was a part of British India. He was an Urdu language Pakistani poet, journalist, literary critic, dramatist, and short story writer. He wrote 50 books on topics such as poetry, fiction, criticism, journalism, and art. He received awards such as the Pride of Performance in 1968 and Sitare Imtiaz in 1980 for his literary work. So here is the lesson Jalebis. Can you see the picture of jalebis? How hot, juicy and syrupy these jalebis look at? It may make any person's mouth water. So something happens into the life of a young boy, and this lesson revolves around the life of how the boy got tempted to eating jalebis with the fees money and how he comes out of the problem after he had faced much of the problems in his life. So here is the story. Munna is a student of class 5 at the government school in Kambelpur. So one day he went to school with 4 rupees in his pocket to pay his fees, but his teacher, Master Ghulam Muhammad, who was in charge of collecting the fees, was on leave. So he could not pay the fees on that day. And after attending the school, when he returned back, he as usual was passing by the market. In the market, you could smell some syrupy, juicy jalebis cooked. So on his way back, when he looked at those syrupy, juicy jalebis, he felt tempted. He felt tempted to eat them. Now what is the meaning of tempted? The meaning of tempted is having a desire to do something. When he saw those juicy jalebis, he felt like he should eat them. The coins in his pocket began to jingle. Now what is jingle? When 2 or 3 coins are there in your pocket and you start walking fast, what will happen? The coins will dash into each other and they will give out a sound, and that is called as jingle. And as Munna was going towards his home, he felt that the coins were jingling, and it was not jingling. Actually, he could feel that the coins were talking to him. So what were the coins talking to him? Actually, coins do not talk. But that day, Munna also had the desire to eat those hot, juicy jalebis. So he felt that the rupees in his pocket, those coins are talking to him, and one of the coin just said, "What are you thinking about, Munna? Don't you see those juicy jalebis? They are hot and fresh coming out of the kadai. So it looks so fresh and refreshing. Why don't you go and buy and eat them up?" The coins further told Munna that jalebis were meant to be eaten, and only those people can eat jalebis who have money in the pocket. Now Munna also had money in the pocket, so he should hurry up and eat those hot, fresh, juicy jalebis. Although Munna had the desire of eating jalebis, and he felt like that the coins were also telling him, advising him to buy jalebis with those money, but Munna was not ready to follow the coins' advice. Now what was the reason why was Munna not following the coins' advice? Because the money he had in his pocket was for his school fees. Moreover, Munna was a very good boy, a very honest boy. All throughout his life, he had not spoken a lie. And if he had spent those money on those jalebis, he would be lying to his parents, and which he did not want to do. Moreover, he felt that he would not be able to show his face to his teacher and God if he bought jalebis out of the fees money. Besides this, he was a good boy. He got so much to eat at home that he considered even looking at something in the bazaar a sin. He also felt that if Master Ghulam Muhammad comes to know about this and he gets angry, then he would make Munna stand on the bench throughout the day. Moreover, Munna belonged to a very well-to-do family. He enjoyed a great respect. Therefore, it was not proper for him to eat jalebis standing in the bazaar or the market. Although Munna had given so many arguments to prove that he was a good boy and he came from a very respectable family, but he felt that the coins were not ready to listen to him, and so all of them began to shout at the same time. Now here shouting doesn't mean that the coins were shouting or talking to him. They began to jingle in his pocket. They began to hit one another, and the noise when these coins were jingling was too much. So when he passed by the market, he felt that the others who were standing near him are looking at him with surprise. So he held all those coins tightly in his fist so that no one can hear the sounds made by the coins. Out of those coins, the oldest coin told him that these coins were telling something for Munna's good. The oldest coin then tells Munna that he knows that Munna has a strong desire to eat jalebis, and he tells Munna that the fees money which he has now can be spent to buy jalebis, and the next day when he gets the scholarship money, then he can use those money to pay the school fees. So with the fees money which now he has, he can buy the jalebis, and with the scholarship money he can pay the school fees. The matter is solved. Hearing that, Munna could not overcome his temptation. The rupees went on telling him to eat jalebi. So he ran out of the house barefoot to eat jalebis. He ran towards the market. He told the halwai to give him jalebis worth of a rupee. Now halwai is a Hindi word which means the person who makes sweets. Those days when this incident happened were not expensive days. 1 rupee could fetch more than what 20 rupees can do nowadays. So the halwai kept a pile of jalebis on a newspaper. Now what is a pile? Pile is keeping something one over the other like a mountain. So he packed up a whole small mountain of hot juicy jalebis on a newspaper. He gave those jalebis for 1 rupee to Munna, and Munna ran into a street and he started eating those jalebis. Actually he was not eating, he was gobbling. He was swallowing those jalebis because he was really very hungry to eat those hot, juicy and syrupy jalebis. But soon Munna found that he cannot eat all the jalebis. So he stood up on the veranda of a nearby house and then started distributing those jalebis to the neighborhood children. Munna began to give jalebis to the children around. These children, they went to the other children in the nearby streets and they told that there is a boy in this street giving jalebis free of cost. So soon there was a big crowd of children and all started asking jalebis from Munna. Munna ran to the sweet shop once again and he bought 1 more rupees worth of jalebis. He distributed those jalebis among the children. Soon a huge crowd of other children gathered around him. Beggars also came up and lined up to get jalebis free of cost. The children and those who were getting jalebis from Munna on that day were so happy that they would have done anything at just the direction of Munna, because Munna was giving everything for free of cost, and Munna felt that these children, these people would do anything for him on that day. Even if he had tried to contest for an election, that day he would have become a leader of that particular street. Munna bought jalebis for the remaining 2 rupees also, because the crowd was getting larger and larger, and he spent all the 4 rupees on the jalebis and distributed those jalebis amongst the people who were asking jalebis from him. So from this incident we come to know that Munna was really a kind-hearted person, and he did not want to have everything for himself alone. When he felt that he could not eat those jalebis, he felt like he should distribute it instead of throwing it here or there. So children, like that, we also must respect food. When we have lots and we cannot eat, instead of wasting, we should also learn from Munna to share it with someone who who don't have that much of food with them. So now let's move on with the story. Munna's problem. Munna returned home. Digesting the jalebis was now a big problem for him. He had eaten so many jalebis that he felt that whenever he takes up a burp, now what is a burp? The air which gets released from your mouth after you have eaten so much. So he felt that if he takes up a burp, then 1 or 2 jalebi will come out of his mouth, and he was even afraid to cry or shout, because even if he cries out, he felt that jalebis will come out from the corners of the eyes. That was because that much of jalebis he had eaten up. And the tears will not be normal tears, but it will be the juice of jalebis which will be coming out of his eyes. Now this was not the only problem of digesting. Now the real problem was not only digesting jalebi. The real problem was eating the dinner. As he had eaten so many jalebis, he did not want to eat night's dinner. But he cannot tell his parents that he had spent the money on jalebis. Neither can he say that he is ill and that's why he doesn't want dinner. He cannot say that, because if he says that he is ill and he cannot eat night's dinner, the doctor will be called and the doctor will come and say that Munna has eaten a lot of jalebis. There is a mountain of jalebis in his stomach, and that's why he is not eating. So parents will come to know about his mischief, about what he did with the school fees money. That's why Munna had to eat the night's dinner. Now there was a terrible pain in his stomach because there was a whole mountain of jalebis, as well as the night's dinner was also in the stomach. So he went up to his bed and he coiled like a jalebi. Somehow he digested the jalebis at night. Munna's problems were not over yet. Munna faced another problem. The next day when he went to school, he found that the scholarship money which he was to get on that day, it has been postponed to next month. And not only this, the master Ghulam Muhammad, who was collecting the fees, he announced that he would take the fees during the lunch time. But as soon as the lunch bell rang, Munna left the school. On the way, while he was leaving the school, he prayed to God to arrange 4 rupees for him. He reached the Kambelpur railway station. He remembered that his elders had given him 2 warnings. Number 1, he should not cross the railway tracks. And number 2, he should never eat sweets with his fees money. But this time, Munna had done both the things which he was asked not to do. He was so afraid that he crossed the railway station, went to a lonely place and sat under a tree thinking of what is going to happen to him next. Let's see what happens next. Munna sat under a tree near the railway tracks and he started thinking about his condition. Earlier he thought that everything is going to be simple because he has the fees money. With the fees money, he is going to buy the jalebis and eat it, and the next day he will get his scholarship money, and with the scholarship money he can pay the school fees. Everything sounded very simple. If he had known that he is not going to get the scholarship money this month, maybe next month, he would not have eaten jalebis. Now just because he had used the fees money to eat jalebis, for the first time in his life he was absent from school. He felt like crying. He started thinking about his fees money and his teacher's cane, how his teacher is going to beat with a stick. He closed his eyes and, like a innocent and very sincere and honest child, he started praying to God. Munna kept on praying to God, and he told God that he was a very good boy, and that as a good Muslim boy, he had memorized the entire namaz. He knows the last 10 surahs of the Quran, and he can recite the entire Ayat al-Kursi. He just wants one help from God, and that is just 4 rupees to pay his school fees. He tells God that he is not going to make this mistake again. Moreover, he tells that he did not eat the jalebis all by himself. He had given those jalebis, he had distributed those jalebis to a number of other children and also to the beggar. So he requests God to just keep 4 rupees in his bag, and he knew that God's treasury will have no shortage if he just gives 4 rupees to Munna. After the prayer, Munna offers the namaz. He also recites 10 surats and Ayat al-Kursi, and then he blows over his bag, but he was disappointed when he didn't find even 4 paise in his bag. He felt like crying as loudly as he could, but since he was very tired, he got up from there and walked to the bazaar. He wanted to prove his parents that he's coming from the school. So he went to the bazaar and he waited for the school bell, but here there is one more interesting thing that happened. Accidentally, he stood near the same sweet shop from where he had bought those jalebis. So the sweet maker asked Munna whether he should pack jalebis for a rupee. At this point, as Munna was already very angry and very disappointed and very upset, so he just doesn't say anything to that sweet shop owner. He just thinks that if he had the power to roast up the liver of that sweet maker, he would definitely roast up the liver of that sweet maker and eat it up, because of him only now he is absent from school and he is, for the first time in his life, he is lying to his parent. He felt very bad. Now he had become a dishonest boy. So the next day also he did the same thing. Again he went to the same tree and again he started offering prayers to God, asking him to send an angel to give him just 4 rupees. Then he suggests that if God does not want to show that he is coming and helping him, he will just play a game with him. And the game would be that Munna will go and touch the signal post and he will come back. He is not going to turn back and see whether God has come to keep the 4 rupees in the bag. He will just go, walk straight, touch the signal and come back. In the meantime, Allah should keep the 4 rupees under the big rock. So he played the game and he went and he touched the signal and he came back. When he lifted the rock, to his surprise, there was a big worm, a hairy worm which was coiled up under it. He was so frightened that he screamed and he ran away. Once again he went to the signal, touched the post and he again came back to lift up and see whether Allah had kept 4 rupees under the rock. But this time also he saw the worm sitting under it and staring at him. Munna decides that now he is going to do the wazoo. And what is it? This meant that he is going to wear up clean cloths and come there the next day also, and he is going to read the entire namaz that afternoon. Even then, if God does not give 4 rupees, he will make a deal. But before all this could happen, the report of his absence from school reached his home. Teachers knew that Munna was a very good boy and Munna never took leave, so they were surprised how come this boy is absent for 2 days. So the report of his absence from school reached his parents, and later on that day Munna got a big punishment from his parents. He felt like why God did not help that day. 4 rupees was after all not a big thing for God. Finally, when he reaches his 8th standard, he realized that if God gave everything for whatever man asks, then man will be no longer working. They will all become lazy and they will be like birds living on the trees, and no one will learn anything. And man will not learn to do anything, because every time he prays, God will give him, and this thing will make him very lazy. This is what Munna had learned. Children, we all must learn from the life of Munna that hard work alone pays you rich rewards. If you take a shortcut thinking that God will help you, God will never come to help you if you are dishonest. God helps only those who help themselves. Had Munna said everything to his parents, maybe his parents would have forgiven him. But since he had hidden the truth, they might have got upset and they might have punished Munna for telling a lie. With that, I conclude the lesson. I hope you have liked it.